that everybody has a story to tell, and that's why we invite folks out there to come and tell us their story. And this story is a story about Doreen Mora, born HIV positive to folks who were, I just learned a word, discordant. Her mother is HIV positive, her father HIV negative. By the way, she's the third of 4 children in her family. All the other kids are HIV negative. She's the only one that turned out positive. This is her story.
A story a day.
Doreen Mora, welcome to Hot 96.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, yeah, we appreciate you coming here.
Mora calls me and she sends me a message, hi Jalas, and I'm like, okay, who's this woman? Is it another case of, oh Jalas, I like you, Jalas, no. You know, stalkers and everything. So I give her that cold
Reception.
blue tick,
Yeah.
blue tick moment. Then she goes ahead and explains why she really needs to talk to me. Then I told her, okay. Fast it is. Then I told her, oh, you know, fast is Friday. I know you guys host people on Thursday. Meaning she listens.
She listens.
She listens to it.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Well
Yeah,
done.
fine.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks.
So, let's take it from the top. You were born HIV positive
Yes, 25 years ago.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
That's 1992. And AIDS was just blowing up around that time,
Yes.
right? From 1980 onwards. So 92 was huge. So, okay, growing up, obviously you didn't know.
No, I did not know. Actually, even my parents don't know. They came to know when I was 8.
Were you a sickly child?
I was, most of the time I was sickly. And at some point, my village people advised my parents that I was bewitched. So my parents were told to buy a goat, sacrifice it so that she can get better. So when they bought the goat, okay, they saw a slight change. You know, it's just, I think it was just the body doing its own thing. So after that, I still continued being sick.
What, mostly cold, flus?
Just cold, flus, like I was just unhappy. You know, you're a child, but you are never okay. So after, when I was 8 now, I had what we call herpes zoster. It's like it affects the skin most of the time. So when I had that now, the doctors told my parents, how about to do a HIV test? That was in 1999. My parents knew I would not be HIV positive, so they accepted. They were like, okay, go ahead. And then the test came out and I was positive. So now my mom was devastated. And by that time my dad was going out of the country, so he had to be tested. But then his test was negative. Now my mom was told you also have to be tested. But she was in denial. She actually did not even go to get the test. She just said, now that I know my child is going to die, let me go and prepare for her burial first and then we can figure out what happens. So I was even baptized that same year, because now if I go to the Lord, then I will be in peace. So after that whole thing went on, and I met, when I was now in hospital, I met some sisters from Nyombani Children's Home, and they were dealing with kids who were affected and infected with HIV, and they told my mother that they could take me in. But my mom, because she knew I was going to die, she said, no, you cannot go with her. Let her just die at home, but you can always support us from home. So they used to bring us supplements, medication, and things were okay. Until now, when my mom went so down, and by that time I was 13, she went into a coma. And now people said she is not going to make it. But she made it. And then she decided now she was going to tell me the truth that I was living with HIV. But all along they used to tell me, you have skin cancer, you have a heart condition. So I was just told one condition after another. And even my doctors were part of it, telling me at ukifika a certain age, you're going to be okay. So I lived with that hope that at some point I'd be okay. So now I've grown up, I've been taken to the hospital, That was in 2005. I was 13. And the doctors now tell me, Doreen, you're HIV positive, and you will have to live with this condition for the rest of your life, and also take medication for the rest of your life. Now, by that time, ARVs had become available. You know, before then, I was not on ARVs. I was only on Septrin because ARVs were expensive and they were not available. Now, ARVs are here, and I have now to start taking the medication. So that time, I really did not understand the whole thing of taking my medication. But I knew it's a different set of medication, and it's nice. It's more exciting than the Septrins, because at sometimes I will throw away the Septrin. I found them sometimes boring. So when I took the ARVs, I was excited now. Now at least I'll have to take a different medication. My mom will take me out. Every time we used to go to the hospital, my mom will take me out, buy me chips, nini. So for me, it was a good thing. Now the doctor had given me like a guarantee every month you're coming to hospital. And then, now the following year I was supposed to go to Form 1. And my mom refused to let me go to boarding school. And I asked her, why don't you want me to go to hospital? She told me, if you go there, who is going to take care of you? So you have to go to a day school. So I went to a day school for 2 years, and then we moved. Now, when we moved to Tala, we did not find day schools there. So I had to go to a nearby boarding school. I cleared my Form 4, but I never told anyone. All this time, I never told anyone, because when I was being cancelled, my counselor said, don't tell anybody you're HIV positive. So if somebody saw me taking my medication, what I had to tell them was, I have a heart condition, or I have skin cancer. Whatever came that would suit the situation. So now, when I told them that, they will believe. Most of them will even ask me, how do you feel when this heart tries to attack you? And I will find symptoms to tell them. So it was like, that was the lies that I lived with until I cleared Form 4. And then I want to choose a career and all that. So I went to an uncle of mine and asked him for career advice. I told him, I want to join the media world. He told me, you can't, because you're HIV positive. And, most people in the media are exposed. People are going to know you, and they will find out that you're positive. And this is supposed to be a secret. So I said, okay, let me find a different career. So I said, now, option 2, I wanted to become an air hostess. Went to the flight school somewhere in Embakasi. And then they told me I cannot become an air hostess because of the scar I have, because of herpes zoster. And I felt so bad, because that lady told me, I can choose for you some ground course, but you cannot become an air hostess at all. So now I felt like now this HIV was beginning to weigh me down, because now this is 2 options, and most of them are based on my status. And during that time, actually, Babu Waloliondo was trending on the media.
You know Babu Waloliondo?
Is that
the old man in Tanzania who said he had a cure for HIV.
He actually had a cure. That cure of his will treat anything.
That
is what he's saying. So,
did you go to Loliondo?
Yes, I did.
Hey. Wow.
Did you line up like all people do?
Exactly.
For days?
No. By that time, I think the queues had reduced. So we left here like in the morning. In the evening, we were there. The following day in the morning, Babu would wake up, address us, and tell us he does not have a cure. The cure is our faith, but he's going to give out the cup. So we will pay our 100 shillings, drink the cup, then come back home. So we did that. So after we did that, and we have taken the kakap, it's actually just it was a tasteless herb that we just drank and came back home. So I believed I am cured. And then now I'm home, and 3 months down the line, my mom starts feeling unwell. And she says, let me go and get tested. She get tested, she's still positive. And she told me, I think we have to go back to taking our medication. By now, we had stopped taking our medication.
Because Babu had cured you guys.
Exactly. Babu had said we were going to get cured, and we had faith. So now, I told her I'm not going to take this medication. And after that, actually, I defaulted for 2 years from taking the ARVs. Totally. The first year I will go to hospital, bring the medication and not take them. The second year I stopped going to hospital altogether.
How did that affect your health?
Now, I got pneumonia in the second year. And I was really down. So then I went back to the hospital and the doctor was like, I thought you were told this is a lifelong thing. I told him, yes, but I got tired. Taking, I don't know, maybe it's because I had taken medication like my whole life, so I felt, I just need a break. So I took a 2-year break, and that 2-year break really did affect my health. But after that, the doctor told me, you have to maintain taking these medications, because this is your life. Now this is you, and there is no backing out. So...
How old were you then?
Then I was 20.
You were 20 already?
Yeah. So
you've cleared Form 4?
I've cleared Form 4. I had even now started college. I did community development. So I said, but I didn't like it. So I was doing it, but I was like, I'm just doing this thing for the sake. Now, here I am. I have defaulted my medication. I have given up in life. Now, that time I was facing what we call self-stigma. There are 2 types of stigma. There's one from society and one from the self. And now, when you have self-stigma, it's only you who can cure yourself out of it, because another person can't come and tell you, stop stigmatizing yourself. They can't, because it's something you have thought about for so long. And by that time, I was stressed, because I used to look at my siblings. They're okay, they don't take medication, and then here I am, the only person taking medication with my mom. But then I am like, my mom won't understand, she's older. So with all that, I think that is why I stopped taking the medication altogether. But then I went back in 2014. Now then I started, by that time I had started attachment at TSC. They have a wellness unit where it deals with the teachers affected with HIV and drug abuse. So while we were there, we used to go out, test people, and then sometimes you will go and tell somebody there is a VCT going on in your school, come get tested. But then these people, they would be like, mimi sijafanya kitu. Why should I know my status? What I don't know won't hurt me. So all these excuses were so many. And then when we went back to the office now writing the reports, I told them most people don't see the need to know their status. And then now my boss told me, how about you tell your story to these people? Maybe they will see that HIV is not such a bad thing. But then I remembered I was told this thing is a secret. I should not tell anyone. So why am I supposed to tell people who don't know me my story? I said, no, I'm going to do that. But then I did not tell that to my boss. I was just saying it in my head. But I told my boss, it's okay, I will think about it. So for her, she expected me to write my story, give it to her, but I didn't. So all along we were just meeting and Uliza, opi story yangu? Bado natengeneza. It is on the lineup. So it was just some games I was playing with her, but then I was not planning on writing the story. So after a while, I read some article somewhere. And that article, it was not about HIV, but it was an inspiring article. And then I saw, if this lady can come out, inspire people with what she is doing, maybe I should do the same with HIV. Maybe people need a more realistic approach to end the stigma related to HIV. And that is how I came out. Yeah.
And when you did, what was the reaction?
The first time I was scared, because the first time I did a newspaper interview. And now the feedback was overwhelming, and then they shared it on the Facebook page. And now my Facebook friends were like, I know this lady, she cannot be HIV positive. I deactivated my account that day. I said, now people know that I am HIV positive. So I was scared. The first time I was offline the whole day. And then I came back. Now people, the emails I found showed me that there are so many issues that people have with who are living with HIV. People can't tell others. People can't. People are dealing with adherence. People have defaulted. People don't even know their status. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to talk more to these people. So after that, then I started getting more platforms and going out and talking to people.
Yeah, and by the way, you're listening to us right now. You're wondering what Doreen looks like. You look perfectly fine. I mean, very, very beautiful.
If you walked out in your mafisi, mafisi watangana.
Seriously, you wouldn't think it's someone with HIV, honestly.
Of course, yes, that's another thing.
Right.
You look healthy.
Very healthy.
You get men who hit on you.
I'm sure.
Left and right.
Yes.
When they hit on you, what do you tell them?
Yeah, do you date?
Yeah, I do date. I've dated before, but currently I'm not dating. But dating is hard. It's hard when you're negative, and it's harder when you're positive. Because when you're positive, there's that responsibility. You have to tell your partner, hey, I'm HIV positive. But most people are like, Pana, you're just saying that to chase me away. You're just saying that so that you can scare me, Some are like, okay, I am fine, but then they want to say they're fine so that you can see them as a hero, But they really don't mean it. So sometimes it becomes hard to even... Some just give you blue ticks, na wanaenda wakindanga. So, yeah, sometimes I actually prefer to say the disclosure. If somebody doesn't know me, I just disclose before so that usifike pale alafu achiwe bill.
Usifike pale?
Uachiwe bill.
Yeah.
So, wow, it must be really, really tricky.
Yeah.
Now, I'm the guy who throws out the different question. I'm not Jeff who, how long has it been? How was growing up? I'm the kind of guy who asks this direct question.
Yeah.
So this boyfriend of yours, was he positive?
No, I've not dated a positive person.
All of them negative?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Your siblings.
Okay, you see? His kind of question. I'll come with another question.
Yeah. When they were told that their sister's HIV positive, how did they treat you?
My older siblings were not okay at first because, most of the attention was drawn to me because my parents felt I was leaving them, so they had to be near me. So at some point, my sister ran away when I was very sick. We were actually together at home, and then she told me, wacha nifike hapa ninunue mboga na kuja. She left for a year.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I think she felt like I was becoming a burden to her because it was, by that time she had cleared her high school and I was still in primary school, and I'm not going to school. I'm out here bedridden and she has to take care of me. Now I think she just got tired. She just left like that. A year, then she came back the following year.
Are you close now?
Yeah, right now we're close, but not really tight, but yeah.
And the younger sibling?
The younger sibling now, that one, he's very supportive. I don't know, he has, I don't know whether it's because he's young or what, but he's even the one who reminds me, you have not taken your medication. You are going to hospital on a particular date. Like he's like the support system now between, for me and my mom. Yeah.
So did you finally get some work to do?
Yeah, I work at Wilson. I'm a customer service associate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you still want to fly?
Of course.
To be our air hostess.
But I don't know.
Hata air hostess. Hata mimi siwezi. Umenona sana.
No.
Umenona.
Hujaona wale wa nini?
Wale wengine hata sijui wanachaguliwa. They make flying boring. Wamama wengine wase. Flying you should be seeing. It's so long. You should be seeing sumptuously. When turbulence ikikupiga hivi na tena unaona mama wase kwa ndege.
Dorina anaweza make.
Wewe amenona sana. Amenona sana hiyo. Nitaweka picha ya Dorina amenona zaidi. So it must be very, very hard for you explaining to someone that you know what? This is our first date. This is our first date.
Yeah.
Hey Doreen, you see, I was looking at your profile pics the other day when you were at the customer desk. I saw you. That's why I called you out for this date, Doreen. How are you? So this is our date, me and you. Mi ndio namkatia.
Oh, namkatia.
So
you're
we are
acting.
seated at the dinner table. So what's your name?
My name is Doreen.
Doreen.
Yes.
You're so beautiful, Doreen.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. So you see that day at the customer service, I was looking at you and I said, you know what? And actually, it's not that I was looking for anything. I left my phone there so that I could pick your number. And thank God you replied me. What will you have?
I'll look at the menu and then make my selection.
Wow. Wow. My name is Jalas. My name is Jalas. And, I don't know how to say this, but I like you.
Oh, I'm flattered. But then there is one tiny piece of information. I don't know if you'll like it.
No, I know you know me, and I know you girls. Are you dating someone else? If it's
No,
dating somebody else,
I'm not dating someone.
What do you mean? Then what is it? If it's dating somebody else, we could take care of that.
Would you believe if I told you I'm HIV positive?
Hapo ndio kijaluo yangu yote inatoka. Mayo mama ya hii. That anytime you tell a man that, what do they say? They think it's a joke, right?
Yeah, most think it's a joke. Some just disappear. Some are like, okay, I'm fine with it, but then their actions are not fine.
What's been the worst reaction?
The worst reaction.
The worst reaction, that one, Aki, I can never forget that one. I met this guy and we were talking, and I told him prior, before we met, that I'm HIV positive. He refused to accept. He just told me, you're using that as an excuse. So I told him, then let's do this. Let's test. The first date we meet, we are going for a test. He told me, okay. So we are at Ngong Road. We go somewhere. There's some clinic along that place. And then we get tested. I knew I was positive. So I told him, what happens if it turns out that I'm saying the truth? He tells me, it can't be the truth. I know it's not the truth. So his comes out negative, mine comes out positive. He just walked out of the clinic silent. We came. Tuliachania na yeye hapo Halingam.
He didn't say a word. Didn't say a word. Kept going.
Just like that.
To date, you've never seen him?
I have never seen him.
How long ago was that?
That was in 2013, yeah.
Wow. Doreen, what keeps you going? I mean, you have such a wonderful spirit, a bubbly personality, a fantastic attitude.
Nobody would know that you actually...
Almost dying at one point.
What do you mean?
She was almost dying.
Okay, almost then.
That's what I said.
Jeff, sensor. Makangovi, kichwa yako inakuwaga nini? Kichwa yako maji zaidi.
Doreen, didn't you almost die at one point?
Yeah, at one point I almost died.
Thank you.
But are you planning to, or do you see yourself dying anytime soon?
No.
So that's what I'm saying. What keeps you going, Doreen?
First of all, I learned to be my own motivator. It has to come from within. So by the time I had given up totally, I just told myself, maybe God would have given me a worse condition. So he gave me HIV. And I don't know how it feels like being negative because I've been positive my whole life. So it's just time I accept myself. And I learned acceptance. It doesn't come at you wake up and you say, hey, I've accepted my status. No. But it's something you take small steps, accept it, and with time you're just good to go.
That's easier said than done, Doreen, because there are a lot of people out there who...
Doreen, let me ask you, have you 100% accepted and said that this is the condition and this is it and I have to deal with it?
Yeah.
You're sure?
I have accepted myself 100%.
And it's easier said than done. Someone who learns they are HIV positive, it's like a death sentence. Although now there's ARVs, which helps a lot. But initially you think, this is it, I'm done. But look at you, look at your attitude.
The first thing is there are people with worse conditions out there, if you compare it. And this is like, if you have gotten tested, you have found yourself positive. The first thing, of course, I don't expect that you are positive and you say, okay, now when am I starting the ARVs? No, you can't have such kind of strength. But you go home and say, God is giving me a second chance. But now I am starting this second chance living positively. So you start from there. And you start by accepting yourself. Even before you start the ARVs, you start by that acceptance. Because acceptance is the whole thing. If you have not accepted yourself and you're taking the ARVs, at some point you will stop taking them. At some point, you will just say, utaona tu ka health kamerudi, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So, first step is accepting it. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but accept it. Because it's there and it's not going away. And people are out there with cancer. People are living in ICU under life support machines. And here you are, the only thing that is affecting you is a small virus that can't talk. So why are you giving it power?
Join the world of Viusasa Entertainment and enjoy the videos you love. SMS the word Viusasa to 40984. Choose your preferred package plan. Select the amount for your chosen package plan, then click Next. Viusasa, connecting you to the videos you love.
You're now rocking with the best, man.
It's the Hot Breakfast with Jeff and Jelano.